Okay, so we got down to La Paz 2 weeks ago, today as a matter of fact. Our trek down the west side of Baja was not everything we expected it to be. That's not to say that we didn't have a good time. We got down here, we got no horror stories, which is a good thing. And it's taken us a little bit of time to get acclimated, relax a little bit to our new environment. And so we've been doing that the first 2 weeks. Lori basically shut me down the first weeks and said I need to stop captaining for a while, and got us a slip in the marina. So we just chilled out there, reconnected with some friends down here, making new friends, and so we kind of have our second wind now. Life has changed, our plans have changed, and so this is the first of several segments of our trip from San Diego down here to La Paz. And what you're about to see right now is San Diego to Turtle Bay. And here we go. Welcome back, Double D crew. In this episode, we finally get out of San Diego, cross into Mexico, get all checked in, and make our way down to Turtle Bay. Leaving downtown San Diego, outbound San Diego Bay, 0520.
This is my first watch, my first sunrise. Pretty sweet.
See this or not, but we're just about ready to cross over the international border into Mexico, and as is customary, we will raise the courtesy flag for the country of Mexico. So what do you think of this sail, Miss Lori?
I think it's beautiful. It's the first time we've had it up.
Pretty sweet morning, huh?
Very sweet.
About 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:30. Motoring along at how fast?
We're doing 6 knots. I don't know what we're doing now. I can't see it.
We're doing a little better than 6 knots.
6.5.
Yeah, just motor sailing. Where are we in? Where are we?
We're in Mexico.
Okay. Where are we going tonight?
Ensenada.
Okay. And drink some rum.
Tequila.
No tequila.
No tequila.
No tequila. That's bad stuff.
I thought we were going to have some wine.
Wine. Yes, we're having wine.
Silver
Open a
Oak
bottle
wine.
of Silver Oak.
Yeah.
Celebrate our... We got nothing but time.
Hi.
So here we are, day one, Ensenada, Mexico. We're going to go up, get checked in, visit the captain of the port, get all our paperwork done, and then just come back and do a little exploring. We stayed at Baja Naval. I haven't been up to talk to him yet, but Lori seems to say that it is a nice boatyard. People are very nice up there, have a nice lounge, internet access, and showers, lounge, the whole 9 yards. Yesterday, when we came in, one of these Carnival ships were in town, and I have seen something I've never seen in my entire life. I saw this big cruise ship pull out of here without any tug assist. He backed all the way up against the container terminal over there, spun it just like you would do a twin screw boat, except he's got bow thrusters, pointed himself out the channel and headed out to sea. It's nice to see that this guy's in here today because I'll get a shot of that. So I'm kind of excited to see that again. Anyhow, first morning, Ensenada. It's kind of cool. Okay, so our first official day in Mexico. We got up at a nice casual pace of around 9 o'clock, had coffee, went up, did all our immigration stuff, got checked in with the port captain, got fishing licenses done. I don't know, I think that overall it was a good experience. I think it lacked a little bit of professionalism. Trust me, cell phones are just a bigger problem down here as they are up there in the States. Anyhow, that said, we are all done with our official business. We are breaking out one of our special bottles of wine. So here we go. Oh yeah, this is coming out nice and easy. This is ready to go. A little splash. We give healthy pours on the double D. Miss Lori.
Thank you.
Cheers
Cheers to Mexico.
to a new life.
Well, we are just getting ready to leave Ensenada. We've been here for 3 days and we've really liked it here. We have learned a lot. We have learned how to check in a country, what it's like to go through the paces of going to the right office and filling out the paperwork. And we also learned that people are pretty informal when it comes to all of that, but generally very kind. We also are learning about the pesos and the dollars and how much do we have and how do we get more pesos. And I've downloaded an app that's really helped me try and figure out conversions, and I also have a translator app that I use a lot too, but so far we haven't had to speak very much Spanish, although I know that we will learn and we will end up being able to communicate a little bit better. But for the most part, people have been very kind. If we have not been able to get our point across, there's usually somebody standing around. We've also had a couple people on the streets that when we were trying to find something, they not only just pointed the direction, they walked us there, sometimes quite a few blocks away. And at first it's kind of weird. You think, why are these people taking me down this street? But they're just helpful. We're learning about shopping, where to go shopping, and again the prices. We found a lot of the prices are very, very reasonable, and we can find pretty much everything we want, except for a new tripod for our camera that got bonked or something, I don't know. And can't be fixed. I'm thinking I'm just going to duct tape it or something, I don't know. So anyhow, we haven't been able to find a new tripod yet. But we found everything else we needed. And more. Lots of touristy stuff, which I'm really trying to avoid at this point. There's a few things I have my eye on. Some of the really pretty pottery, but I don't want to buy it in a big city like this. I want to wait till we're in the smaller towns and support those locals. When it comes to shopping, we also learned that the days that the cruise ships are in, it's just chaotic. Way too many people, way too many tourists. The restaurants open up and are very loud and very expensive. Yeah, so when we're in towns that have the cruise ships in, and this town has it almost every day, and right near where we are, which is interesting, but we also know that the town is different on the days that the cruise ships are not in, and that's when we choose to walk on the streets and go shopping, because it's just a whole different flavor, and so that's something we want to pay attention to. I think the last thing that we are really trying to learn and we're struggling with is that we really need to slow down, that we have an abundance of time. What we have the most in our life right now is time, and we have spent 50 plus years hurrying up and get it done and our checklist for the day, and we're really trying to just slow down and realize that, like even eating, we eat so fast, and we're trying to remember when we're eating a meal in a restaurant just to enjoy the restaurant, enjoy each other's company, and not hurry up and gobble it down, because we really don't have anything to do afterwards except, just stroll around and enjoy the place. So that's kind of a struggle. I think really in all of our learning that's going to be the biggest thing, is just to learn to slow down. So today we take off from Ensenada. I can't remember where we're sailing next. We were going to go down to Colonet, but it's quite a long trip, and that's another thing too, is we are trying to get more in the mindset of sailing for maybe just 6-8 hours instead of 12, 30, lots, no overnight right now until we have to, and just putting the sails up. And if we go 4 knots, then we go slow, and it takes us a lot longer, and that's okay. And we're working on it, so we just gotta keep on remembering that. So I'm not sure when we're going to get to publish anything, but we'll keep on videotaping, and when we get to someplace, we'll get this all put together, and then we'll show you guys what we've been doing. So goodbye from Ensenada, and I'll see you again soon.
We are officially on the hook in Baja, California. We left Ensenada today. We sailed 4 of the 6 hours down here. We had a little engineering mishap where the transmission hose blew, and we figured that was because it was bent over at too sharp of an angle. Even though it didn't seem like it didn't like it, and so we blew frickin' transmission fluid all over the inside of the engine room, but we were able to repair that underway. So this is Isla San Martin. This is just offshore of Bahia San Quintin, and we anchored over here last night. You see that little tower back there, just on the other side of that is where we anchored. As I said in one of my Facebook posts, this is the top of a dormant volcano. We scan over to the east. We have more of the dormant volcanoes. I'm being told or read that there's 7 of these towers, cones out here, and we're going to go down around the corner here and into Bahia San Quintin. I'll never get the name of that right. You hear the engine running in the background, and you see it's only just kind of cruising along. What's happening is we are sailing in about, I don't know, 5 knots of breeze, but we're also running the engine to make some water with the water maker. So we've just got the transmission disengaged, and we're just running the engine, and that's why you hear that in the background. Anyhow, this is March 20th. Happy birthday, Jenna. We love you. We hope you had a great birthday. So this is the Punta Baja. It is a little south of San Quintin, and it was a stopover when we left yesterday. It was an unscheduled stopover because we weren't getting the winds we wanted to, but it was a good stopover. I'd read about it, had some friends on another boat, shout out to Sea Club, that had recommended it. The piloting books that were cruising book that we were following didn't give it a big review, but you know, I'm looking around here. We had a really comfortable night last night, a little rolly, but nothing that threw us out of bed. And it's just a nice big open bay. I think it's off season for lobsters because I looked up there at the little fishing community and all the lobster pots are stacked up on the house and there's no activity. I think there's some RVers on the other side of town. But yeah, it's a good stopover, nice and calm. And this morning we're going to pick up the anchor, make our way around Sacramento Reef, which is written up to be a pretty hazardous place. So we're going to go out a few miles and get around that, and hopefully get down to Cedros Island tomorrow. So 6:30 this morning, we came down the backside of Cedros Island, anchored in a little hole in the wall over here somewhere, slept for a few hours, got rolled out of bed, so decided to get up and make the trek on down to Turtle Bay. We have Bahia Tortuga here, also known as Turtle Bay by most American cruisers. It's pretty much the first stop in the southbound trip for any period of time for cruisers. We've met Chris and his wife over here from Dana Point. They're working their way back north. We have this is the local fishing community here. This guy runs back and forth, takes supplies out to
Cedros Island. Out there in the distance, we have the Englishmen, and they finally decided to stop anchoring on top of us. And they were anchored like within 2 boat lengths of us for the last couple of days, and we had some words with them. These 2 catamarans came in last night. And then we have our friends Mist Cutter. They are having transmission problems and they're waiting for crew. Should be in today, and they're going to work their way back north with just sailing, and we're kind of hanging out with these guys. Someone's making some noise out there. Anyhow, we'll get into town, do some videotaping. This place is pretty interesting. Mostly dirt roads. We call it the end of the road because it really is a long way from anywhere.
We left San Diego Bay. Okay, let's try it again. So, I wanted to take a couple minutes and talk to you about Jimmy cracked corn. Because I don't care. But Jimmy does crack corn. And I still don't care. And then Lori, she's just a little giggly thing. But Jimmy's still cracking corn. And I don't care.